All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. It's about that time to get this show on the road. And we are now about to get started in the Commercial Players Club. And what we're going to talk about today is how you can, this is really about the secret to becoming an apartment building tycoon and creating legacy wealth for your family. If that is not why you're here, to create legacy wealth for your family, you are tuned into the wrong show, and we you can leave now. Okay, but I'm pretty sure that everybody's here for this reason. And what I'm going to do over is this quick presentation is just to get you acclimated a little bit to what it means to become a commercial player. We have a organization called the Real Estate Players Club, and what we've been doing is teaching people how to get into the single family, get into tax deeds, excess proceeds, and running all of this through an entrepreneur school. So now we've just decided to unleash the Commercial Players Club. And what this is all about is becoming an apartment building tycoon, showing you how to get into this game. Most people think that they have to uh, graduate to the apartment building side, and I used to think that as well. And I just wish if I could have went back in time, I would have started with commercials, because commercials, number one, commercial apartment buildings, residential apartment buildings, they are actually a business in a box, business in a building. And unlike single family houses, the value is not determined by comps, by something that by what another house sold for. You could have two commercial buildings right next to each other, the same amount of units, just call it a 10 unit, and one could be worth twice as much as the other, depending on the vacancy, the occupancy, depending on the amenities, depending on the bills that are coming in and how you're able to manage them. So let's get into this, get started, and hopefully, if this is something that you know it's you're ready for, and we're going to show you. So let's eliminate this whole cobra of fear. A lot of people don't get into things because they're afraid, but we're going to give you all the support and backing to help you become successful and to be a commercial Players Club member. All right, let's get into this. We are talking now about legacy wealth steps for your family. And we're going to go over these steps, and I want to unveil some thought processes that you may not be thinking about. Most people only think inside of a limited circle of their knowledge or wisdom, but there's a lot of things that are going on outside of that circle, and hopefully you'll learn some of those things here today. And this is just a quick tutorial. When I say quick, about 30 minutes or so. All right. So step one, when we're talking about becoming a apartment building tycoon or commercial players club member, step one to building the legacy is to find amazing, undervalued, distressed multifamily and apartment buildings across the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, these deals are everywhere. And we want to stabilize, we want to get stabilized 10% cap rates, and that is our return on investment on all of our properties. Step two, financing for acquisition through banks, debt funds, and private money syndications. Excuse me. Okay, when we talk about financing, we will get our financing through the bank. Now, before we go a little bit further, some people are going to be like, wow, my credit is jacked up. Well, the beautiful thing about owning an apartment building is that you don't have to leave. This still is for you. You never have to use your credit. When we talk about syndications, that is you being in charge of a project and you're bringing in other investors who have cash and who have the credit. So don't worry about that. All right. So we get these, we get the financing through banks, debt funds, and private money. All right, and you're going to love this because these are the things that we're going to teach you how to do. Step three is just mastering the art of the deal, raising private money for down payments and operating capital. Can somebody give me a cha-ching? Step four is implementing value add or value play techniques for the best deals, and those deals will include rehabs, and we're talking about amenities, we're talking about rent raising. When we're talking about value play, or you hear someone say value add, you're talking about a property that needs some work, it needs things to happen, rehab, sprucing up in order to raise the value of the property. And that could be raising the rents, could be changing out carpets, it could be putting in new countertops, it could be charging for parking, it could be putting in laundry facility in one of the empty units. So there's different ways to do that. Step 5, when you're building your legacy wealth for your family, you're going to stabilize the asset over a 12 to 36 month period. So this isn't a fly by night thing, but there's not too many other things, that investments that will allow you to capture equity over the course of 12 to 36 months. And I'm talking about equity in chunks, chunks of $500,000, chunks of $1 million, $1.5 million, $2 million. This is what we can do once we find these properties with value adds or value plays, and we're able to stabilize it, meaning get it up to par, up to market rents. A lot of times when you're dealing with people who have distressed buildings or distressed property owners, they are not even charging market rent. So one of the fastest ways to get the value of the property up, which is your asset, is to raise the rent. Step 6, we're going to refinance. We're going to pull out wads of capital, wads of money, and you're going to hold on to your passive income machine forever. Once we refinance, we're going to take some of that money, we're going to pay off our acquisition financing, and we're going to pay off our private money. And many times, depending on the size of the building, we'll be left with $500,000, $1 million, $1.5 million, and more. It just really depends on the building. All right, let's get into this. How do we find these golden deals, these opportunities that are all over the place? How do we find them? Okay, there's several ways that we go about finding them, right? Number one, well, they're not in a specific order, but number one on the list here, we use our database to communicate with commercial and residential brokers. Yes, using your database, using your email list to actually connect with people who are in the business already, dropping them emails, letting them know, hey, I am looking for apartment buildings. I raised capital. When you something that comes across your desk, don't forget about me. Next thing we have here is real estate investing clubs. You'll see RIAs, they call RIAs, real estate investment associations, and landlord associations. Well, there's going to be plenty of tired owners there. They're going to be wholesalers there. They're going to be buyers there. And this is where you come and congregate with people who have the same like mind as you do. All right. Next is going to be driving for dollars. This is going to be for sale by owners, beat up buildings, for rent by owners. It's pretty much the same as it is on the residential side. And this is the same thing. Go driving around looking for, and it doesn't have to be the big 80 unit or 100 or 200 unit. It could be a 5 unit. It could be a 4 unit. It could be a 3 unit. Understand now, when we talk about commercial for these apartment buildings, and 5 and above qualifies for commercial, 5 units or above. Next, we have Google reviews. Well, what does that mean? Well, you can go and you can look up an apartment building and you can look under the Google reviews. If there's a lot of bad reviews on there, you may want to reach out to the property management company, reach out to the owner, let them know, hey, I'm interested in purchasing this property, partner, teaming up with you, whatever the case may be, taking this off of your hands. We also have direct mail, which you send out your mailers, your marketing campaigns. You go to places to buy these lists, and you send them out. And you same thing as with single family. Hey, I'm interested in purchasing this property. We can also go for delinquent property taxes. That's always a telltale sign that someone's in trouble because they are not paying their taxes. And if it's not in escrow where the mortgage payment and the taxes were not combined, these guys are going to show up on there. You can reach out to them directly. Social media, you can put out on your post, let people know that, hey, I'm in the apartment business game. I'm looking for this. I'm looking for wholesalers. Send me your deals. We could check code violations, every county, every city. You can go there and find out who's in trouble, right? That's public information, so you can get those lists. You can talk to your local landscapers. They actually do the lot of the landscaping when you have the property management. Now, it wouldn't work if it was mom and pop and they were trying to do everything, but these landscapers, they will know, right? We got to understand that we got to talk to vendors, right? Management companies, exterminators, the landscapers, as I just said. And these guys have pertinent information, so it's up to you to get out and do what you've never done so you can get the results that you've never had. Does that make sense? All right, great. The numbers don't lie, and they're okay, guys. There are over 20,830,000 multifamily units in the U.S. alone. Over 25 million 2 to 4 family homes alone. 685,000 properties or 5 families plus. And records indicate there are over 43,000 apartment buildings with over 100 units. So clearly the deals are there. It's just a matter of educating yourself to find out how to go and get them. But guess how many deals you need to retire to start to create your own legacy wealth for your family? Yeah, one. You just need one. And we're here to help you get to it. So, what's your dream? And what's your plan for creating legacy wealth? We all know, we've all heard stories that, I don't know, 95, 97% of millionaires and billionaires have real estate in their portfolio. If they didn't at the beginning, they took the money that they made to purchase real estate because of the write offs, because of the depreciation, because of all the different jackpots that real estate allows you to have. But here's the sad truth: most people will never take the time to find out what their financial freedom number is, let alone put in the work to create legacy wealth for their family. My question to you is, will you let that cobra of fear stop you from living the life of your dreams? 97% of people do. And my question is, how will your life change if you don't change your thinking about legacy wealth? Ladies and gentlemen, legacy wealth can be easily built through real estate. And I'm not talking about just being a regular landlord. I'm talking about getting as many units as you can over the course of the next 6 to 12 months so that you can take advantage of the opportunity that's there from people who were not able to handle, were not able to manage. Maybe they didn't get the right type of loan. It was some type of loan that's escalating every year and they just can't handle it anymore. They need help. They need out. It's now or never for you guys. It's now or never. It's time for you to take massive action and make a quantum leap in your finances and in your lifestyle. So here's my plan, guys. And you can follow this plan if you like. My plan is multifamily and apartment buildings only. Look for value add, value play, or properties with management issues. Look for Class A and Class B properties nationwide. Not the luxury, but Class A, Class B. Class C being more of the lower end problem. D, problem. We don't want problems. We want to have properties that when the shift comes in the economy, which comes every 7, 10 years, and people can no longer afford the high luxury, they can still come down to the A and B. And that will always leave you in a position where you have a high occupancy. We prefer landlords in landlord friendly states. We really want our sweet spot to be 80 units plus. That allows us to go in and get non recourse loans where we can actually get loans where we don't have to be personally liable for those loans. We look for a minimum 10% cap rate. Cap rate is basically your return on investment, and we'll go deeper into these strategies once you come into the organization and we teach you how to get these deals or even just wholesale them. Some of you guys might be wholesalers looking and you just want to be able to wholesale. And that's absolutely fine also, right? We intend to purchase 2 to 3 buildings a month at a 65% ARV, which is after repair value. Right? So my question now is, who else wants to JV with us? I only do JVs with students. So it's time to get educated. It's time to plug into the Commercial Players Club. It's time to bring a business partner with you. And now we're just going to do a quick recap because what we're doing is I just showed you something really quick, guys. And now let's just recap that. Here's what you're going to master. And once again, we're going to go more in depth in this. I'm going to put uh, a more in depth training together when you decide to come in. But this is what you're basically going to master. The whole premise of this is teaching you how to become an apartment building owner, how to flip some properties to us, how to set up legacy wealth for your family. All right. So what we're going to master, what you're going to learn from us is how to find these golden deals. These are going to be off market and they're going to be direct to the seller. We're not using realtors. All right. We're going straight to these sellers. We will get some relationships going with some realtors, but that's not our main focus. I'm going to show you how to do your due diligence. All right. Show you how to do an instant 2-minute analysis on a deal to let you know right off the bat, is this something worth my while, worth my time, right? Our time is a precious commodity, so we have to stay in charge of that. I'm going to show you how to do these physical inspections, and we're going to show you how to underwrite a deal. Underwriting a deal means putting it together, submitting it, and bringing people in. We're going to teach you about financing. We're going to show you what the best option are, the different loan types. And we're going to even bring in master lease options. Master lease options gives you the opportunity to control a property without owning it and still make as much money as if someone did own it. You're not on the actual deed, but you are on the lease. And we'll get into that. That's one of my favorites right there. I've actually used that method to get an 12-unit apartment building down in Columbus, Georgia with $1 down. I'm going to also show you how to raise capital fast. Private money at its best, guys. In this game, you do not have to be the person with the money. You have to be the person with the knowledge. And we're going to show you how to do that. Right? We're going to talk about SEC guidelines, help you stay under the radar. We're going to help you get your established credibility kit so that people look at you as an authority, as someone who's serious, that they can take serious. We're going to talk about value play. Value play is, okay, this property has, needs rehab, needs such and such. Anything that you can do to add on or rehab it to bring it up. I'm going to show you how to do that, but we're also going to show you how to manage the contractors and the property managers as well. We're going to go over some exit strategies. What are you going to do? Are you going to flip? Are you going to be wholesaling? Or you want to go over some generational wealth tips, which basically means hold on to the property. All right, you've put the time in, you've stabilized it, you've raised the rents, you've got tenants out that didn't belong there, put new ones in. Now it's time to make this money. All right, we're going to also go over some resources like how to build a power team, how you could tap into ours, along with the contracts that you need, the documents, and the checklist that you need to ensure your success. We'll also give you access to our operating agreements, our private placement memorandums, and our SEC documents and other contracts as well. Now it's time to tame the cobra of fear and take massive action. I want to thank you for your time, number one. I want to tell you to go on over to www.commercialplayersclub.com/apply. You're going to set up an appointment from there. I'm going to need you to answer your phone. I'm going to need you to be ready with your questions. I'm going to need you to be ready to take action, to be a part of this community, which is going to be a nationwide community of people who are wholesaling apartment buildings to us, people who are buying and selling from us. We're going to have a private Facebook group that you can join so that you can interact with other smart people like yourself, people who know less than you, people who know more than you, but people who are real action takers and want to make that quantum leap in their life and tame that cobra of fear. Going to get access to live weekly calls. You're going to see me calling brokers, owners, property management companies, etc. Going to really go over the marketing. Guys, it is really time to educate yourself, and if I didn't say it before, to educate yourself. So let's flip some deals. Let's buy some deals. Let's make a ton of money together. You're the only person that can stop you, guys. You're the only person that can stop you. Here are just some free resources that I want to give you on when you're talking about marketing. You're talking about finding these properties. Where do I find them at? So here are some places: ListSource, Listability, US Lead List, Your Town Code Violations. So you put that in Google. Boston, Massachusetts code violations, your town delinquent taxes, your town eviction court, your town REI, remember, Real Estate Investors Association, and landlord associations. Guys, you got to start getting out. You got to start being around these people. You have to do what you've never done in order to get what you've never had. So that's our time right here. This is just a quick one, a freebie, just to kind of wet your whistle, wet your appetite a little bit so that you can know what's going on. Go ahead on and click on the link that you see in your email, schedule that appointment, and let's get ready to rock and roll. I'm going to teach you whatever you don't need. Now, there is a financial investment. Let me say that. This is not free. This is 20 years of experience and years of me teaching other people how to do this, me letting you into paperwork that I've paid thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for, taking you straight to the gold. All right. So if you want to become a apartment building tycoon, if you want to put yourself to be in a position where you're one deal away from retirement and then you can work on financial freedom, work on wealth, this is the way we're going to do it, guys. That's my time right now. Cecil Jones, Pieces of a Dream, Real Estate Players Club, and now breaking it down to the Commercial Players Club. We look forward to seeing you, look forward to helping you succeed, and look forward to even partnering with you on getting 1,000 doors within the next 12 months. That's my time. Talk to you soon. God bless to your family's success. Bye.